Are you considering living in Toronto but can't decide whether to rent or buy a condo? Let's break down the cost of each so you can make the best decision for your lifestyle and finances. In our last video, we compared the cost of renting versus owning a home in Toronto. In this one, we'll compare the cost of owning versus renting a one-bedroom condo in downtown Toronto. If you're new here, my name is Harkirat Singh, broker with Harmony Real Estate Group. I help buyers and sellers move smoothly and seamlessly across the GTA. I drop weekly videos with valuable insights to you whether you're a buyer or a seller looking to navigate this real estate market. The purpose behind these videos is to provide educational and insightful content so that you as a consumer can make better informed decisions when navigating the Toronto real estate market. If you get any value out of this type of content, make sure to like and hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or would like to work with our team, you can book a call by clicking on the first link in the description below. We'll be examining 3 things today. Number 1 is the upfront costs, number 2 is the ongoing monthly costs, and number 3 is what would your financial position be at the end of 5 years. To start, I took a look at all condo sales in January of 2025 with the following criteria. Located in Treb's CO1 municipality, so that goes as far west as Dufferin, as far east as Yonge Street, as far north as Bloor, and down to the water. We'll be working with only 1-bedroom units between 500 and 599 square feet and no parking. Using this criteria, the average sale price was just under $557,000, but we'll go ahead and round that number up to $560,000, just to give us a nice round number. The average yearly property taxes were $2,610, and the average monthly maintenance fees were $465. Using the same criteria, I took a look at all the leased units in January of 2025 and the average price was $2,300 a month. These are the numbers we're going to work with as we go forward, comparing both scenarios. There are 4 primary upfront costs when purchasing a condo, and we're going to assume here that you're a first-time home buyer and you're putting down the minimum down payment required. So number 1 is your down payment, number 2 is land transfer taxes, number 3 is lawyer fees, and number 4 is PST on mortgage insurance. So for the down payment, it would be 5% on the first $500,000 of your purchase, which would amount to $25,000, and then 10% on the amount between $500,000 and $1.5 million. So in this case, that would be another $6,000. That's a total down payment of $31,000. For the land transfer taxes, on a $560,000 purchase, it would be $7,675 for the provincial tax and another $7,675 for the municipal tax, coming to a grand total of $15,350. Since you're a first-time home buyer, you'll be receiving a rebate of $8,495, which would bring your tax down to $6,875. The lawyer fees on a $560,000 purchase would amount to approximately $2,500 in legal fees, including legal costs, disbursements, government registration, search fees, and title insurance premiums. There's a provincial sales tax on the mortgage insurance. Whenever your down payment is less than 20%, you need to obtain mortgage default insurance. On a $560,000 purchase, after the down payment of $31,000, you're left with a mortgage of $529,000. Now the cost to insure that mortgage is going to be $21,160. Once again, this insurance is not an upfront cost and gets added onto your mortgage amount. However, you still must pay the PST on the mortgage insurance, which would amount to $1,693, which is an upfront cost. So just to recap, the down payment is $31,000 plus $6,875 for the land transfer taxes, plus $2,500 for the lawyer fees, and $1,693 for the PST on the mortgage insurance, totaling $42,068. When renting a condo, the only upfront costs you have are first and last month's rent, which in this case would be $4,600. In this particular scenario, your upfront costs when buying are going to be 9 times what they would be if you were just renting. So moving on to the ongoing monthly costs. There are 5 primary ongoing monthly costs when owning a condo. Number 1 is mortgage payments, number 2 is property taxes, number 3 is maintenance fees, number 4 is insurance, and lastly, utilities. We'll start with mortgage payments. At the time of shooting this video, fixed mortgage rates are hovering at around 3.89% to 4.59%. So for our comparison here, I'll be using a 4.29% interest rate with an amortization of 25 years and monthly payments. So the monthly mortgage payment would amount to $2,981. The average yearly property taxes were $2,610, which would be $218 a month. The average monthly maintenance fees were around $465. The number I'll be using for home insurance is $50. Some condo buildings in the city of Toronto include all of the utilities in the monthly maintenance fees, typically the older ones. Some buildings include none of the utilities. Hydro is typically the one that is excluded in most buildings, so we'll be using that as part of the utilities at $100 a month. So just to recap, the monthly mortgage payment is $2,981. The monthly property taxes are $218. The monthly maintenance fees are $465. The monthly insurance is $50. And lastly, monthly utilities are $100, bringing your grand total to $3,814. When renting a condo, the ongoing monthly costs are $2,300 for rent, $50 for the monthly tenant's insurance, and $100 for monthly utilities, coming to a grand total of $2,450. So $3,814 to own and $2,450 to rent. It's going to cost you an extra $1,364 per month to own the condo. Now that we have our basic numbers sorted out, let's take a look at what your financial position would be after 5 years. The reason we chose 5 years is typically that's the length of time that you want to own a property for. We'll be using the same monthly numbers for the 5 years to keep things simple. So that means no rent increases and no increase in monthly maintenance fees or property taxes. So after 5 years of renting, you'll have paid a total of $138,000 in rent, plus $3,000 in insurance, plus $6,000 for utilities, coming to a grand total of $147,000. After 5 years of owning, you'll have paid a total of $178,860 in mortgage payments, plus $13,080 in property taxes, plus $27,900 in maintenance fees, plus $3,000 in insurance, and $6,000 in utilities for a grand total of $228,840. The difference between the cost of owning versus the cost of renting would be $81,840. So you spent almost $82,000 more over the course of those 5 years to own. But when you're talking about buying versus renting, with renting, all the money that you spent is gone. While on the other hand, with owning, you retain some of the money that you've spent in the form of equity, since you've been paying down your mortgage balance. So of that $178,860 in mortgage payments, $110,000 was paid towards interest, and $69,000 is principal. At the end of the 5 years, your mortgage balance is $481,326. There's also the equity that you gained from the property increasing in value. So over the past 40 years, the average yearly increase in Toronto residential real estate values has been somewhere between 6% and 7%. Some years it's more than that, and some years it's less than that. But overall, the average is between 6 to 7% per year. So let's be conservative here and assume a 3% annual increase in value. So after 5 years, your $560,000 condo would have gained $84,000 in value. So the new value would be $712,834, which is not bad at all. We have to consider our initial funds that we used during the purchase. So we spent an extra $81,840 over the course of 5 years to own compared to renting. When you first bought the condo, you gave a down payment of $31,000, $6,875 in land transfer taxes, $2,500 in lawyer fees, and $1,693 in PST on the mortgage insurance. So the total equity earned is $152,834, but the actual return on the money you've invested is close to $29,000. Now, what if we were to be a little bit more optimistic and assume a 5% yearly increase in value? So after 5 years, your $560,000 condo would have gained $140,000 in value. So the new value would be $768,834, and your return on investment would be close to $85,000. Now, it all depends on you and your situation, if you should purchase or choose to rent. When purchasing or renting real estate in Toronto, it's essential to consider factors like location, budget, and lifestyle needs. The city's neighborhoods vary greatly in terms of amenities, accessibility, and atmosphere, so researching areas that align with your preferences is key. Additionally, consider market trends, whether you're looking for a long-term investment or short-term rental. Factor in transit options, proximity to work or schools, and the overall cost of living. Don't forget to assess property conditions as well as potential future developments that may affect the value or the quality of life in the area. If you're a first-time home buyer looking to purchase, feel free to book a call with me by clicking on the first link in the description below. Will you be buying or renting in Toronto this year? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real estate insights. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.